the Aztec because they had superior technology and the backing of indigenous tribes who didn't like sacrifice.
Except neither of those things are true. Let's get into it. Now, did the Spanish have better technology? Absolutely. They had cannons, they had horses, they had better armor. Well, they had better armor, yeah, and they didn't wear it because it's Mexico, filled with deserts and swamps. When it comes to cannons and rifles, you need ammunition. And guess what they ran out of? Well, they had horses, right? Yeah, and half those horses were taken out in a single night as the Spanish were retreating. Okay, but they still managed to win a bunch of battles, right? No, they lost literally every single battle. I'm gonna quote Bernal Diaz de Castillo. He was one of Hernan Cortez's captains. Even if each one of us killed 1,000 of them, we would still lose because they are endless. And that wasn't an inaccurate number. If they wanted to win the war, they would have had to go on Lubu Dynasty Warrior style on the Aztec. Now let's get to the one I'm hearing a lot lately. Other tribes rose up and joined the Spanish because they were tired of Aztec sacrifice. That's a good point, if it wasn't so easily disproven. Google, did the Tlaxcalan sacrifice people? Oh, they did. So if it wasn't sacrifice, then what was it? The answer is very simple. It's basic politics. The Tlaxcalan was a smaller empire who had to obey the whims of the bigger empire. If they saw an opportunity to take down the bigger empire, they were going to do it. That's it. That's why they did it. They had no other reason. They saw a means to an end and they took it. But even with the Tlaxcalans, the Spanish couldn't beat the Aztec. They eventually ran out of ammo, they stopped using their armor, and when they tried to invent new technology, the Spanish tried to build a catapult once, and they failed so spectacularly that the Aztec scouts watching them, who had no idea what a catapult was, were like, that's definitely not what they meant to do, and they took out their schlongs and waved them at the Spanish soldiers and laughed at them. The only battles the Spanish won were the final battles after disease had massacred the majority of the population. How much of the population died to disease? About 90%. So to recap, the Aztec won every battle they had against the Spanish. Spaniards spread disease because they were stinky and killed 90% of the Aztec population, and then the Spanish won. And in case you're wondering, yes, the Tlaxcalan also suffered and died to the disease, and after the battles were won, they were not given their freedom and they were immediately turned into slaves by the Spanish. And that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a magical day, everyone.